Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now.
Good morning, Bix Weir, roadroo.com with your morning horn of Z's, your sip of chaga coffee. I've decided not to chew the gummies while I'm doing the video, but yes, C60 Purple Power. If you're in the conspiracy world, you've seen the video. There's a new movie out. There's a real important reason to clean up your body. C60 is a great way to do it. Mushroom. This is a chaga, reishi, maitake, lion's mane. This is a little bit of everything. There's all kinds of supplements you can take to clear the shit out of your body. And now's the time to do it. Don't forget to take a lot of vitamin D in the winter. I hear a big storm's coming to Texas. Where is it? Entire season of snow could dump on Texas Panhandle. Pipeline operators warned about freak storm. Global warming. The insanity of what's happening now. Just why not throw in a global earthquake, an asteroid falling down, you name it. It's all happening now. We're in the middle of it. So, get your body healthy. Go to roadroo.com. By the way, I posted yesterday on the private road a video I can't talk about, but it's called, I can't even say what it's called, but that's what it looks like right there. It's on the private road at roadroo.com. I want to talk about the 5 must-haves. The 5 must-haves as we go through this crazy time. Investment-wise. Now, I'm not talking about take all your money and put it in this stuff. This is what I have. My portfolio is very different than everybody else. I have no doubt. Even my friends are like, you got what? So I'll let you know what I have. I'm not going to tell you the percentages or anything. Just the 5 investments that I think, and not all of them will work together. That's the odd thing. So here's what I have. Number 1 investment by far, obviously, is silver, because we're going to break out of 170 years of price suppression. That's not a little deal. That'll make a Bitcoin crypto run look like a baby. I do think we're going 1-to-1 with gold. I think gold's going to rise. Gold's rise to 5 to 10,000, but silver is also going to rise to 5 to 10,000. Not at the first go, but at some point they're going to cross 1-to-1. Why? Because silver's so much more important than gold. So much more important than gold. It's not even close. And we have massive amounts of gold all over the world. Read Peggy and Sterling Seagrave's book, Gold Warriors. Gold Warriors, it's all documented. It is 100% true. And they talk about 300,000 tons of gold, or around that. 300,000 tons. Yes, Jeffrey Christian of the mainstream will tell you there's only 200,000 tons that's ever been mined of gold. It's a huge lie. I mean, it's just obvious. And in the work I've done in the Grand Canyon gold, Chocolate Mountain gold, there's gold everywhere in the world. You can go up to Alaska, stick a shovel in the ground, and you can pull out some gold. The question is, what are the concentrations? And how much secret gold is there in the military bases of the United States and the national parks? Yes, Woodrow Wilson cordoned off the Grand Canyon after they found all this massive gold. You can't take a pebble out of the Grand Canyon, and for good reason. There's massive amounts of gold in the Grand Canyon. And in the caves is a different kind of gold. It's already processed and made into things. I've talked about that on the Road to Ruta. If you want more on the availability of gold, go to roadtoruta.com and just search for gold or gold. I think I have an article called Golden Secrets. There's about 3,000 articles on the on the public road and private road at roadtoruta.com. Use the search function. You can find anything you want. Anyway, right now the riggers are playing with these 30-day moving averages. Mind you, silver's at 40% of its all-time high from 1980. How much money have they created since 1980? I rest my case. Silver should at least, at a minimum, be 7-to-1 with gold, which puts it at a couple $100 at a minimum. If it was fairly valued, it would be in the thousands. It would be in the thousands if it was fairly valued. Now that day is coming very fast. The Comex is it'll be really interesting this delivery month, the end of December, because that's when the Bank of America big tamp down the silver price structure of this rig job ends. As of December 31st of last year, they had 1.2 billion ounces that they put into this game. This is what Rustin Benham was talking about. He said, we're going to tamp down the price of silver. This is the tamping down. Yes, the U.S. regulators are in on every con, including the crypto con. I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, get your silver as soon as you can. It's playing with the 200-day moving average. Those things don't matter in the realm of everything. If silver price goes over $30, it's off to the races to $50. When it breaks $50, then the banking cabal is over, and they're going to shut down the Comex. They might shut down the Comex at 30, truthfully, because of how they freaked out the last time it got close to 30. So any day now, keep an eye on it. Definitely get the physical silver in your own possession. Go to your local coin shop and absolutely say, hey, I need as much silver as I can at this last minute. My number one is silver. And I recommend less than 100-ounce bars. 10-ounce bars, 5-ounce, 1-ounce rounds are probably the best to buy right now. But the best to own, by far, if you live in the United States of America, by far, is U.S. mint coinage. Pre-1965 is you get the 90% coins, and then from 65 to 71, I think it is, you get the 40% coins. And then even if you just are so, no way I'm going to pay more for silver than, 20, 30%, 40%, 50%. I mean, the pre-65 stuff right now is trading for well over 50% of spot price. That's the premium. But the 40% silver, you can get at a decent premium. Not a great one, but a decent one. And if you want to go the cheapest U.S. mint coinage is the 1943 through 45, the war nickels, the 35% silver. If you want the cheapest as far as compared to spot. Now, why? Why is that my number two is U.S. coinage? It is because I believe that the Fed Boston documents that I discovered in 2007 show it. We are going back to a gold and silver standard where we'll be using silver as money. We're going back to our constitutional money. This is just America because we have so much gold, massive amounts of gold. And we do have silver, and they have made all this silver, so it's very rare that silver coinage gets melted down because it's always worth more than the melt value at all times. Otherwise, it would be melted down. People ask me, well, why are eagles so important? Mainly because of that. If we go back to using eagles as money, they at all times have to be worth more, have a stronger purchasing power than the melt value at all times. So yeah, that's what will happen. We'll see what happens. We're getting closer and closer to that time. And then they transform the U.S. Silver Eagle and the Gold Eagle, put a little notch on the bottom so they can put an identifier on it. And if you think about it, the only problem with having physical gold and silver as our monetary system, not to count who's going to hold it, is walking around with this massive amount of silver and gold in your pockets. Well, now we have blockchain. Why don't we put an identifier, like a QR code, on the bottom of every coin so that you can leave your coin in I wouldn't say a bank, it won't be the regular banks, say with the post office, the U.S. government to secure it, and work off that blockchain. You can spend a 100th of an ounce of silver and buy yourself, a nice men's suit, using the blockchain percentage of metal that you own. It's fairly easy to do, and we all know that the U.S. government is planning something, a CBDC, central bank digital currency, that is backed and open source software and limited. That's backed in as far as, it won't be a central bank. The banks will be gone. But you can have a blockchain that you can use the Bitcoin blockchain if you want, or the Litecoin blockchain, hint, hint. And work off that blockchain. It can go on any blockchain. And you can put identifiers, QR codes for the wallet address on the bottom of the coins, and then you can You can go to the store and buy a loaf of bread with a percentage of the amount of gold and silver you have based on what's deposited with the U.S. government, U.S. Mint. Something to that effect. Something is definitely going on at the U.S. Mint because of what they have done this year, especially. And I want to point out, by the way, Congressman Alex Mooney had sent a letter to Janet Yellen and Ventures Gibson, the Honorable Ventures Gibson, the U.S. Mint director, saying, what the fuck? You are required by law to make Silver Eagles in quantities to meet demand, and you clearly and obviously are not. This is illegal. What is going on? This letter was sent August 25th, and they had 5 questions to be answered, and there has been no response. No response. That is shocking. That is shocking. No response. To this day, there's been no response from a sitting congressman saying, hey, what are you guys doing? Here's the issues. Tell me. And they have not responded. And they have not changed their ways. It looks like this is the end. December, they take December off at the U.S. Mint. God only knows why, but they do. So we are looking at 16 million coins. And production capacity before the expansion is 50 million. But they only did 15. That's why the premiums are up at like 80% of a spot. So what's going on, U.S. Mint? Well, here's a letter I got from Ventures Gibson back in, I think it was in June of this year. And it was because I'm a customer. I buy, on occasion, I'll buy a commemorative silver coin off them. And they sent me this letter saying, thank you for your being a customer. We're really proud of our customer satisfaction, which is ridiculous. I left 10 messages for the guy in charge of the bullion program. They never called me back. They're not getting back to their congressman. They're not getting back to their customers. But she says they have great customer service. Quote, we take pride in our focus. On the focus we apply to customer satisfaction. We will continually strive to improve your experience with us. Bullshit, you are not. But this is the big line. This is from the head of the Mint. This year, meaning 2022, we significantly increased production quantities of our most popular coins, the U.S. American Eagle 1-ounce silver dollar, which will lead to broader availability to our customers. So we know that the capacity is about 50 million ounces. She says mid-year, we've significantly increased production quantities, and we're at 16 million ounces. 1/3, less than 1/3 of the production capacity, the biggest fail of any government entity. And there's been a lot of spectacular fails. The biggest fail of any. Why, in the middle of the year, did they expand production if they're not going to sell them to the people? They're not even going to offer them to the people. This is a fraud. This is a con. That's why they're not getting back to the congressman. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell you. Send letters to the U.S. Mint, Ventures Gibson. Call them on the phone because they never get back to you, ever. They have a number for the U.S. Mint bullion program, and they never get back to you. Why have a number? Why are you wasting my money, my tax money, on a number if you don't answer your phone calls? So, yeah, it's not good. And, ultimately, they might be preparing for the new monetary system, so they got to make all this new silver coinage and store it. But that's bullshit because you're not being honest with the people. You work for us, goddammit. Ventures Gibson, you work for me, the tax-paying citizen. God knows I pay a lot of taxes. You work for me. Anyway, that's where we are. Ventures Gibson and the U.S. Mint have failed 100% last year and this year. Remember when she came on? David Ryder, an experienced Mint director, was in charge of the program. Biden gets in, everything changes. David Ryder had planned the change of the Silver Eagle and the Gold Eagle to put the little notch for identifiers at the bottom. Once that was done, they kicked him out and put Ventures Gibson in, who has never worked a day in her life at a mint, has no idea what a die is, what a coin is, how to make a beautiful coin, how to produce a coin. But they put her as the head of the U.S. Mint. Why? She has 40 years of HR, really solid HR work under her belt, and they put her as the head of the U.S. Mint, producing coins. This is ridiculous. She should run the HR department. She shouldn't be the head of the mint, unless you're shutting it down, which I don't think they will. Maybe they will shut it down. I don't know. They're preparing for something, so get ready. All right. I have long said, so by 1 and 2, silver in small denominations, just bulk silver, and then number 2 is U.S. Mint coinage. You should have some, but because the premiums are so high, I wouldn't buy it right now. Maybe the 40% silver coins if you get them at a good price, or even the nickels. But the nickels are tough to sell, at least now. When the U.S. Mint changes over, and all of a sudden the U.S. Mint is the money is making the money of the silver money of the future. Yeah, those nickels will be worth a lot, and you can get them for close to spot right now, from what I hear. All right. Storage is an issue. You need 3 times the storage on those. I know it's a crazy fly by night, but I just can't. It's hard for me to pay anything over 10% spot, and Eagles pre-65 coinage are going for 70-80% over spot. It's crazy. But here's what's going on. So those two, silver and U.S. Mint coinage, my number 3 must have, 3, 4, and 5 must have investments are absolutely for the future. Now, to get from here to there, I've long said all the exchanges have to shut down or be shut down. So you won't know the price of your cryptos as we go through this transition. You won't know the price of your silver and gold as we go through this transition. You're going to be on the sidelines with your lawn chair. And here is what is happening now. Evidence grows that crypto and federally insured banks are a combustible mix. This is from Wall Street on Parade. So there's all these banks that are being looked at now. And the banking cabal, of course, they want to shut down cryptos as best they can if they can't get their hands on a lot of it, which they're getting their hands on now. So they are going to come down on the banks, and you won't be able to sell your cryptos, at least in the United States, for money, for fiat money. Or buy. You won't be able to use your bank to transfer money to Coinbase, stuff like that. That's why I said all the exchanges will be shut down. Now, we're on the brink of Coinbase shutting down, Kraken shutting down, Gemini. Binance might be the last one because they're the biggest, and remember, these are global markets, but definitely the U.S. banks. Anger is bubbling over, and people are making the connection between the bankers or the crypto people and the government, and especially the Democrats and the Republicans, the entire government. So the fraud is being exposed. We'll see how far that goes. But at the end of the day, when all this shakes out, everything goes to zero, all the exchanges are shut down, we're going to start fresh. And when we start fresh, here are the cryptos I think are the best to hold. These are my top 5. Number 1 and 2 are silver. But number 3, Theta, obviously. What's going on with Theta right now is this. MetaChain launches on December 1st. What is MetaChain? You can make subchains on Theta. It's so gigantic. Subchains on Theta means Amazon can say, okay, I want to work off this blockchain. That's the future. We need a blockchain, but nobody can create their own blockchain if you're an ongoing business because they'll think you have control over it. So what Theta invented is a way to build a blockchain on the Theta approval process. Goes through the validators and the guardians to get approval on each transaction. It's an amazing invention, again, from Theta, and it will be using T-Fuel. So I'm a big fan of T-Fuel right now. It's trading at about 20 to 1 with Theta, just because, the prices are so low right now. But yes, I absolutely think if you're looking at what do I want to hold for the future after everything goes to zero, you want to hold some Theta, a lot of Theta. A lot of the remote viewing guys saw Africa as a huge place for Theta, which makes sense. If you're in Africa and you have a computer, you can run the Theta Edge node and earn T-Fuel. You can earn money in Africa, and everything's going to the handheld. They just skip past the banks. Africa is 99% unbanked. You can skip the banks and just go to your cell phone. They have tons of cell phones around, but no banks, no banking relationships. That process isn't part of that community. On like for the masses. Yeah, there's big money that, contorts everything. But for the little people, they're going to want Theta. And remember, Samsung and Sony are Theta investors from the very beginning. From the very beginning, they're part of Theta Labs. They have the power and the ability because they provided all these devices, electronic devices, all of them, not all of them that have a hard drive, I believe, and an ability to attach to the internet. So you have a smart washing machine that can attach to the internet these days. You can run an edge node on those. They can download an edge node on every device. It's a software. I keep screaming at people. Theta is a software. It's a software that helps people share internet. So in Africa, you can have everybody running a Theta edge node, and there's your infrastructure for your internet. And oh, by the way, people are earning T-Fuel. Hope this makes sense to people. If it doesn't, go to roadrunner.com. Just search for Theta, and you'll get a whole bunch of information. But that starts, Amazon can do it. Can start their own blockchain. Elon Musk can do it. Yeah, a Tesla blockchain on the Theta meta chain. It's their own blockchain. They'll have their own Tesla tokens. So it is huge. It is gigantic. And it's happening December 1st. Will the price of Theta go up? Who knows? And who cares? What I love about Theta is not part of the deep state digital currency group and all that bullshit that's going on right now with FTX. It's always been a standalone type of crypto in the hands of the people, which is great. Which is really great. And by the way, when the people say, well, it's a security. Well, okay, let's talk about that real quick. A security meaning like a stock. Gary Gensler and friends are trying to make cryptos into securities. Could it be a security? Possibly. Let me ask you a question. Are poker chips at a casino a security? The casino issues the poker chips. The poker chips are used in that community, and people use it for a purpose within the community. Is that a security? Of course it's not a security. What's the difference between Theta Labs, a separate entity that has, if Theta Labs went public and issued stock, yeah, that'd be a security. But these are tokens. These are the poker chips within the casino. And Gary Gensler just doesn't get it or doesn't want to get it. There are investors in Theta Labs. Katy Perry is one of them. If they issued stock to her, that would be a security. So Theta Labs, yes. But Theta, the token within the community of, that's a poker chip within the casino. In my opinion. But hey, they don't care about me. And yes, it could be that Theta Labs gets deemed a security. Okay, fine. What are the processes for Gary Gensler to get his pound of flesh? Now, so far, it's just been pick and choose. Who am I going to destroy? I'm going to destroy Veritaseum. I'm going to destroy Reggie Middleton because he invented something that the bankers don't like. Peer-to-peer transactions. Would have solved all this problem with FTX. Would have solved all the problems with JP Morgan wallet just came out. Completely 100% subject to Reggie Middleton's patent. Reggie Middleton got a patent on peer-to-peer transactions. Anyway, get yourself some Theta. Get yourself some Theta Fuel. Right now, I'd probably buy Theta Fuel at 4.4 cents, almost 5 cents. It's crazy. And then I do think Litecoin. I think Litecoin will do better from where they are right now. Bitcoin and Litecoin. Litecoin can do everything Bitcoin can do except faster and more anonymous because of Mimblewimble. It was one of the original coins, but the key is that it's not corrupted by the people within the core development group at Bitcoin. Core development group is the main core of people deciding what happens on the blockchain, and that's run by Digital Currency Group, which is going down now. So keep that in mind. I'm just not a fan of Bitcoin. It was an amazing invention. But like everything, you can have gold as money, an amazing thing for money, and then have people get involved and mess it up. And I think they did that with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's completely unusable. Will the Lightning Network help with speed? Of course, it would be ultra fast, but it infringes on Reggie's patent also. So yeah, I'm not a Bitcoin maximalist. I don't even own any Bitcoin anymore. I'm not a fan because it became useless. Because I was a big fan, not fan of Roger Ver, but absolutely I agreed with him. They should have expanded Bitcoin so that it could take day-to-day transactions. They didn't. So Bitcoin Cash was invented. I'd rather have Bitcoin Cash than Bitcoin. But I think Litecoin is the call. I think Litecoin's the right coin. It came to me in a song. That song should be very popular, by the way, so get ready for it. Litecoin is the right coin as a means of exchange. I think Litecoin will be adopted by most countries as an addition to whatever the country wants to use. The United States can use gold and silver as money, and then it's still up to the people. There's no laws against people using something different as a currency. And now that we have these currencies, you can use anything you want. My favorite is Litecoin. Mainly because it's not a corrupt core developer system. And then Veritaseum is an insurance policy. Reggie got awarded the patent for peer-to-peer transactions, which is pretty much everything outside of a normal blockchain. I mean, how much can he fight for it? I don't know. Our court systems are absolutely corrupt. Then why did they award him the patent? They should have awarded it before the SEC came down on him. Well, by the way, CoinMarketCap is a criminal fraudulent organization. This big pink warning on the top. It used to say, has been found guilty. Reggie Milton has been found guilty of fraud. It's all a con. Because CoinMarketCap is infringing on Reggie's technology also on the patent. But they still have it. Out of all the crypto ICOs that were taken down by the government, like EOS and shit like that, Reggie Veritasium is the only one that has this warning. It's just pathetic. Anyway, so yeah, those are my 5. Silver U.S. Mint coinage is number 2. Number 3, Theta Fuel, even T-Drop, not as like a Beanie Baby type of thing, but the NFTs are going to be huge in all kinds of industries. So yes, that will be gigantic. Litecoin as a means of exchange, and Veritaseum. I have a couple little other things, but those are my 5. And Veritaseum, I mean, literally stands as a, if the U.S. government wants to clean up our markets, because what happened in FTX is the same thing has been happening the whole time in silver, and that's about to come to a head. And same with the U.S. stock market. That's about to come to a head. They can either destroy the whole system and like everybody fend for themselves, or they can implement something like Veritaseum that requires peer-to-peer transactions, take out your Lehman Brothers, your JP Morgans. They'll be gone anyway if the system implodes like FTX did. And that's how big it's going to be. Anyway, that's where we are. Just keep an eye on what's going on in China. iPhone factories pretty much stopped, and there's riots going on. They're trying to hold them there. It's just ugly all around the world. I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the year China invades Taiwan. That's the last hammer in the coffin of the criminal cabal. So we'll see what happens. Again, keep an eye on silver. We are at 31,000. They knocked off 11,000. That's 60 million or 55 million ounces. They lopped off the open interest. So there's 5 days left of this contract trading, and right now we're at 150 million ounces. They'll get it below. They're going to need to get it well below 10,000 contracts. Right now there's 31,000. Easy for them to do. They do these criminal rollovers. They literally wrote the book on lying, cheating, and stealing. Even better, they just did it better than FTX. This is through a company called Virtu Financial. Virtu Financial is the Alameda of the Comex. So Alameda was wash trading and doing all the criminal shit for FTX, and the same thing's going on with a company called Virtu Financial for the stock market, the bond market, and the commodity markets. Vinny Viola runs that company. Take a look check into it. Go to roadtoroad.com, look up on the search for EWT LLC, comma LLC. That was the original name, Elliott Wave Theory, and it's a high-frequency trading market rigging machine, exactly like what Alameda was doing with FTX. Go check it out. That's how fast this game can end. More information, go to roadtoroota.com. Oh, great Greg Hunter interview right at the top. There's a couple good ones. The Cliff interview. Go check those out. Cliff is saying mid-December, the second hammer is going to come down. It's so much bigger than the first hammer. First hammer was FTX. Second hammer is going to be everything, probably silver, in my opinion. You want to join, hit subscribe today. It'll show you what you get, and we give you also a silver Ruta coin mailed to your front door. So go check that out. This is Bix.
All right, it's time to have a little fun with our friends on the Comex. This song goes out to that big old gigantic naked short out there. You know who you are. It's kind of lonely at the top, ain't it? I thought I heard the people say, pay me my silver now. Tomorrow's another trading day. But pay me my silver now. Watching the Comex prices rise. Pay me my silver now. JP Morgan naked shorts the highs. Pay me my silver now. Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now. CFTC, you better shut it down. Pay me my silver now. There's people rising up in every town. Pay me my silver now. The Gatta boys are in the know. Pay me my silver now. Tinfoil hats at the silver show. Pay me my silver now. Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now. Butler nails you every time you try. Pay me my silver now. The BPS shows how much you lie. Pay me my silver now. The game is done when the silver's gone. Pay me my silver now. Comex metal in the warehouse, none. Pay me my silver now. Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now. The banking boys melt that witch. Pay me my silver now. Deliver those bars and melt that bitch. Pay me my silver now. Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now. 'Cause now is the time to free our land. Pay me my silver now. Silver in my pocket, paper in the can. Pay me my silver now. Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now. Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now.